Hi friends, we are here again for another of our devotionals to refresh our soul and to feel better spiritually. Today we are talking about faith in times of crisis. And when we take the Bible and we go to Hebrews chapter 11, we find in this chapter a gallery of people that have faith. And they are renowned and admired, and they are looked by God in a very special way because they had faith. But before saying anything about them, I was yesterday evening having dinner with a friend. She's not feeling well, so we are trying to go every day with different friends and bring something for dinner and share it with her. And as we were having dinner at the porch, at the front of her house, we looked and there was a beautiful tree in the front garden. So I said, what about that tree? How long ago was here? Did you plant it? And she told me that the tree was there when they bought the house 55 years ago. And it's been growing and it's still there, strong. I saw a swing hanging from the tree that her grandchildren use. And I was curious about what type of tree it was, and she told me that at some point after they bought the house, there were like a plague of ants and termites that were eating the tree from the inside. So the trunk was getting hollow. And they called someone to fix that situation, and this person put bricks and mortar inside the trunk. And I said, bricks and mortar? Yes. And that fixed the problem. And I said, what happened with the bricks and mortar after so many years? Oh, they must be still inside. So I went next to the tree and I looked around, and there was kind of a scar because the tree went all around it and engulfed and embraced all of those bricks and mortar. And now the tree was 55 years old and you couldn't see any of that. That was part of its strength now. This also reminded me when I was in high school, I went to high school that was in the countryside, in an area in Argentina with mountains, a very, very beautiful area. I remember that the property that had hundreds of acres was at the borders. You could find not a fence, but like barbed wire all around it. And nearby the barbed wire, there were some trees. And the barbed wire was hitting the trees. It was an area with lots of wind, hitting the trees and hurting them. But then you could see other trees that were older and stronger, that they had grown and they had included the barbed wire in their trunk, and now it was part of them. So, two beautiful messages from nature. Sometimes we feel empty inside, we feel no energy, no inspiration, there is not much inside of us. But when we have faith, something will come to fill that void, and we will finally embrace those moments of crisis, and we will feel full from the inside. We will grow embracing that, and at some point it will be part of our story. Not a good part, but part of the story that helped us to grow. And it will be a healthy story, a story of success and faith. Sometimes these moments in life hurt us, like the barbed wire, but they will hurt us for some time, and at some point we will outgrow them if we have faith and if God is present in our lives. Martin Luther King, he said something I want to read to you. He said, if you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. This moving forward is the action of faith. moving forward. I don't know what is going to come, but I know that God is in my future, and I will keep moving forward at the speed that I can. If I cannot fly, I will run. If I cannot run, I will walk. If I cannot walk, I will crawl, but I will keep moving. And this is what we find in Hebrews chapter 11. This gallery of people that when you look at them, at the beginning, some of their names, Abraham, David, Moses, and you say, oh, these are people full of faith. But then you look closer to their lives and you find these hollow moments, these barbed wires that were hurting them. Because here in the gallery of faith, you find people like Noah that had lots of problems with alcohol. You find people like Abraham, that he was called to start a new nation when he was very old, and he had his son when he was more than 100 years old. To start a nation having 100 years old? You have here Jacob. Jacob was a liar, had such low self-esteem that lied to receive a blessing. But he's here. You find people like Joseph that went through abuse, sexual abuse, that went through a lot of rejection by his family, and many things that could cause post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. But Joseph is here, and God used him to save a nation from a famine. You have here Moses. He had a problem. He was stuttering all the time, and God chose him to lead a nation. You have here Samson that had lots of problems with women. You have Rahab that was a prostitute. David is here that had an affair, that was a murderer. You have here all sorts of people, just like us. And they are in the gallery of faith in the Bible because they have faith in what they couldn't see, and they kept going. They kept going because they knew that God was in their future. Let's trust that though we don't know the future and this crisis that we are going through is so uncertain, let's trust that God knows that He's in our future, and in our future there is eternal life. Eternal life. So not only in this future here, in our earthly Canaan, we could say according to the Bible, but He is also in the heavenly Canaan with eternal life. So let's keep going, as Martin Luther King says. Let's keep moving forward. God bless you.